Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and today I have episode 15 of Washi Wednesday for you. I've got a recent order from Stampin' Up and I could not wait to use it. So on this layout, apologies, the trains are going past again. On this layout, I've just gutted most of the middle part of the pattern paper, the pattern cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I've done this technique a couple of times over the last few weeks, and I fell in love with it. I've just been discovering new ways to use washi. So on this one, I've torn the paper. I've gone for a tear down the middle, and then I'm just folding it back on itself. I did cut a little bit of the pattern paper off before I did this. You saw snip the corners. And the reason I did that is because it was just the paper just becomes a bit too, the pattern paper just becomes a bit too bulky when you try to fold this down. So you see here I'm just sort of folding it forwards and backwards on itself, and I'm just applying some double-sided tape just to keep those layers stuck down where they are. So you'll see here I've left enough cardstock behind because that is exactly where my washi tape is going to go. Now I decided I wanted another torn edge at the bottom here. So you'll see when I lay it back down, because I didn't anticipate on doing another one, I have cut the purple cardstock a bit too thin, or the border not thick enough down at the bottom. So I'm just going to add in just a scrap of white cardstock, because you're not going to see it because the washi tape is going to be over it anyway, but I add that in there to solve the problem. Now I'm just going to mark on my back paper whereabouts I need the washi to go from and to, and I'm just going to mark the bottom part as well. And you'll see here I'm just going to lay the paper down. I have added some double-sided tape to the right hand side just to keep it in place so I know where it's going to end up, and then I'm just going to add the washi tape into the areas where I pulled the paper back. And you'll have to forgive me because I've got terrible hay fever today. So, yeah, I'm struggling a bit. It sounds like a mill, but I'm not. I've just got hay fever, which is super annoying. What can you do? It's been absolutely boiling this weekend in the UK as well. Much to, I wouldn't say my delight, because I don't do hot weather. So it's not been too bad, actually. I've coped pretty well. I've not been sort of hot in the evenings or anything, so I can't complain too much. It's just the hay fever, really. So I get a deep, gravelly voice. Anyway, back to the layout. So, yeah, I'm just laying strips of washi in that area where it's going to, where the paper's been pulled back and you can see it. And these are going to be the areas of where my embellishments go as well. I'm really struggling to get this in a position where it's covering the whole thing. And then just the final piece there, and I'm just going to fold that back. And then, yeah, just sticking down the two pieces together, just with some double-sided tape. And the excess wants to blow everywhere because I've got my fan on. And then all I'm going to do is just use this double-sided tape as well, just to secure the two pieces of cardstock together. And there we are. So on to the photos and the embellishments. So I've gone with two photographs that I printed on my HP Sprocket, and they're photographs of me, my husband and a friend 2 years ago. When we went to Wales, we rented out this lovely converted barn that came with a private hot tub, and yeah, we were there for 5 days, and it was amazing. We were in the hot tub, and you're looking out onto the Welsh hills. So good. We didn't even care whether it was raining or not. We were quite happy to get in the hot tub. But these photographs I haven't ever printed or scrapped, so I thought, because I wanted to use this mermaid paper, I thought the theme went pretty well with these photos, so I popped them onto a couple of sprocket prints, because I didn't want too much of the paper being covered with photographs, which is why I went for the smaller design. So I've just backed the bottom one on the green and white cloud paper, which is the reverse of the purple, and then I've just flipped it over and backed it with the purple as well. But with this top one, because I don't want too many bulky layers, I am just going to back it with the purple paper, or cardstock. It's not paper, it is cardstock. And I'm going to layer that one over this one, so just in that in the dead space at the top of the photo, I'm going to use that to overlay one another. And I decide that the background is very busy, so just to mute it so behind the photo, so you can focus more on the photo, I just put a doily, and it really calms down the background. You could add gesso to sort of whiten the area out, but I didn't want to get messy with this one, so I just decided to go for just a doily, and it works a treat. So on to the embellishing. So I pulled out the Stay Colourful collection by Dear Lizzie, and I start with this sticker that says Swim with Mermaids, and then I'm going to add in this chipboard sticker as my title, and it says Treat Yourself, and I thought it was perfect theming for these photographs. We did treat ourselves to a nice week away with a hot tub. Now, the only thing on here is there's no way you can actually journal because the paper's too busy. So I might come back in and pop a hidden journaling tag at the top, so I can sort of say where we were and what we were doing. So as I said, my areas of clusters are going to be in where the washi tape is. So some of it is going to get covered up, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just going through the die cut pack and the stickers, and it's going to be whimsical anyway because it's got mermaids on. So the fact that I add in butterflies, it doesn't bother me one bit. So I looked at that mermaid, I think it's called, the cat mermaid, and I did want a mermaid die cut in there, so I found this one here from the Stay Colourful collection, and I'm just going to start. I did cut her tail off just so I could sort of slot her in to that little gap there, and I'm going to add in some butterflies, another one down the bottom which you can't see at the moment but it is there, and I think that's it from the die cut pack. So I'm just going to commit to sticking these down, and that will cover up where I've had the washi tape lift at the bottom again, so that will just cover that bit up as well. And I'm not too fussed that I've got a splash of, or a small amount of gold tone in the Stay Colourful collection on top of the silver washi tape. It really doesn't bother me, and I absolutely love that washi tape. It's got stars on. Again, that's from Stampin' Up. So yeah, couldn't wait to use that. There's me trying to get rid of my washi stash, or decrease my washi stash, and I've just bought 3 more rolls. So I just can't help myself. I just can't. So I'm just going to come in now with some puffy stickers, and I'm just going to add those in to the cluster areas. And this little mermaid puffy sticker, I had to include it. So I pop it down there with the butterfly and just tuck it slightly underneath the paper fold, and then coming in with these little heart puffy stickers as well. I love these. Just going to add in a couple of those up into that top cluster, and then because there's some black on the layout, across the layout in one of the mermaid's hair, I decided to bring in some black Tim Holtz tiny word stickers, especially because there's no journaling on here. So I'm just bringing in two just underneath the photograph. There'll be two up in the top cluster. Let's just try and pop it in there. I'm just trying to find a smaller one at this stage just to layer over that mermaid, because I didn't want to cover too much of it up. And then I add another one down into the bottom right cluster. And this layout is complete. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me any comments in the comments section down below. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye!